How to meditate past the mind's last layer, a sacred transmission on dissolving the final veil of self-awareness, opening transmission, before sound, before silence, before the watcher of thought and the knower of stillness. There is something, not a thing, not an experience, not even a state, but something more subtle than knowing, more vast than emptiness, more intimate than the breath that watches the breath. This is not about improving your meditation. It is about ending the meditator, not just silencing the mind, but passing through even the part of you that knows silence. This is the descent beyond form, the last dissolving, the loosening of the final knot in the veil of mind, until only being remains, and even being has no one to hold it. Let us begin. 1. The final illusion is the one who notices stillness. Many spiritual seekers, even sincere and advanced, reach what feels like a great summit. The mind becomes quiet. The breath slows down, the body becomes still, and awareness begins to rest in itself. Yet one more layer remains. This final veil is the subtlest. It is the sense of being someone who is aware, not the ego that says, I am great, but the witness that whispers, I am aware of this stillness. This witness feels sacred, peaceful, even enlightened, but it too is mind, it too is born in time, it too dissolves. The final illusion is the one who believes they've transcended illusion. So how do you go beyond this? You cannot go beyond it as it. You must let even the watcher disappear. 2. Resting in awareness is not the end. To rest as awareness is a powerful shift. You stop chasing thoughts. You cease striving for experiences. You recognize you are the seer, not the seen. This recognition can bring great peace. But if you look closely, you'll notice there is still someone there who is resting as awareness. And that someone still has a center. That center may be quiet, but it is still spinning the illusion of selfhood. So what is beyond that? What is before the awareness of being aware? What if even I am is just a subtle echo of the mind? If you can glimpse the watcher, you are not the watcher, and that glimpse, when no one holds it, opens the gate to what cannot be described. 3. The door beyond the witness is not a door. You cannot enter the final stillness through effort. You cannot try to disappear. To try is to remain. So you must do something softer, stranger, more honest than trying. You must relax the entire mechanism of inner doing, not just dropping thoughts, but dropping the one who notices their absence, like a candle burning down its last inch. Let the flame of the witness burn itself out, not extinguished by effort, but by no longer having fuel. You don't push past the last layer. You fall through it. You allow it to end without reaching for what's next. This is the only surrender that is truly final. How to actually practice the dissolution. Now we speak of practice, but it must be said, this is not something you do so much as something you stop doing. Still, here is how it may unfold. Sit quietly. Let the breath settle. Let thought become thin and transparent. Then begin to observe. There is a stillness here, and there is a part of me observing that stillness. Now, ask nothing. Push nothing away. Do not try to go deeper. Just see. See that the one who notices silence is not silence itself. Be gently aware of this noticing. Then drop even that awareness, not by force, but by letting it fall like a leaf from an open palm. And then don't look for anything. Don't seek the next step. Don't even stay present. Let presence vanish. This moment has no holder. Let that be enough. Again and again the wave may return, but now you know where not to stop. 5. Signs you've crossed the last threshold. There will be no fireworks, no voice announcing your arrival, but something irreversible may begin. You will no longer seek meditation. You will no longer crave silence. Why? Because even those are seen as veils. When the final layer dissolves, you are not left with peace. You are left with nothing. And that nothing is vast, alive, timeless, but utterly empty of identity. You may find yourself blinking at the world as if waking from a very long dream. You may notice that you act, speak, and move, but not from the usual place. The you that used to direct your life is absent, and strangely, nothing feels missing. That is the sign. 6. Common obstacles on the path. Past the mind. Let us be honest about the resistance. Here are the most common veils that return. Clinging to stillness as a state, pride in being the witness, fear of not existing, subtle excitement about progress, seeking validation for awakening, wanting to explain or understand what happened. All of these are mind. They will try to rebuild identity around the formless. But now you know, anything that appears, no matter how spiritual, is not the source. Every insight, every bliss, every high state must be let go of, especially the ones that feel most profound. True depth cannot be grasped. It can only be allowed, and when all grasping ceases, even formlessness vanishes. 7. What remains when all is gone? You may ask, what is left if even the witness disappears? But the one asking the question cannot follow into that place. There is no answer. There is no experience. There is no center to report back from, and that is the point. You may find yourself weeping at the simplicity, or laughing at the impossibility, or simply sitting, not waiting, not doing with no name inside your skin. This is not some permanent altered state. It is the end of needing a state. You still function, you still walk, speak, smile, but no one is doing it. That is the miracle. That is the disappearance. 8. A word to the one who still seeks. If there is still longing, still the feeling of almost, don't be discouraged. You are not far. You are already what you seek. But mind, even the most spiritual version of it, is very good at disguising itself. So be kind with your own unfolding. Let each layer dissolve as it is ready. Do not rush into the formless. You will not enter it that way. Instead, relax into the unraveling over and over again, and one day, without knowing how, you will find yourself gone, and still utterly here. Mystical reflection. To meditate past the mind's last layer is not to transcend, but to vanish. Not to reach higher, but to fall beneath all effort. What watches you meditate is not who you are. Let even the one who sees dissolve, and what remains will not be a you at all, but awareness free of shape, free of name, free of even itself. That is the sacred silence before birth and after death, and within every breath you never noticed. If this sacred glimpse stirred something quiet in you, I invite you to walk deeper into this path. Subscribe to the channel for more transmissions on stillness, awakening, and what lies beyond the self. And if you wish to support the unfolding of these offerings, becoming a member helps the teachings continue flowing freely. May your practice vanish into the unknown. Next transmission preview. In the next sacred episode, we will gently enter the experience of total disappearance while still alive. A rare look into what happens when the final self dissolves, not in death, but within life itself.